Charlie just died, and he's referring to Captain Kirk. Then I guess maybe 80 years ago, somebody else died that could essentially be the same Antichrist character. So I looked it up, and I was like, who was alive 80 years ago that died 80 years ago? Adolf Hitler. So from Charlie Kirk's death day, the 10th of September, exactly 80 years, 4 months, and 11 days, that's when everyone thinks Hitler died. That's when they claim that he died. 80 years, just like in the movie, it said 80 years had passed since Captain Kirk was there. This Antichrist character disappears when Hitler dies, shows back up, Charlie Kirk. So, all right, that part. Adolf Hitler, 80 years away, whatever. So the part that I didn't get with that was the 4 months and 11 days. Because it's 80 years, but it's also 4 months and 11 days. So it's like, what is 4/11? What is that? So Charlie Kirk's birthday is 10/14. 1/14. And they just announced that now his birthday is Charlie Kirk Day, which is 1014. 114. Okay, so Star Trek Generations, it was released on November 18th, 1994. November 18th. From that day, November 18th, 1994, to Charlie Kirk's death date is 30 years, 9 months, and 23 days. From Charlie Kirk's death to the day that the movie came out referring to the Antichrist being gone for 80 years and then coming back, who has the same name as Charlie Kirk. The time between when that movie was released and Charlie Kirk's death date is 30 years, 9 months, and 23 days. That's not even all of it. Okay, so if you put Star Trek Generations, I'll just do this for you guys real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. Put in Star Trek Generations in Gematria. Why don't you take a wild guess what you get? A wild guess. Simple Gematria. Can you see that? 239. 239. You guys can't see that, I'm sorry, but it's 239. Star Trek Generations in Gematria is 239. 923. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. So if you subtract 666 days from Charlie Kirk's death, 9/10/2025, if you subtract 666 days, guess what day you land on? November 14th, 11/14/2023. 1114. There it is again. Okay. If you take the date 11/14/2023 and you add up the first 6 digits, 11142 if you add up those 6 digits, you get 9. 923. There it is again. Okay, not done yet. 1114. 1114, the number you get if you subtract 666 days from Charlie Kirk's death. 1114 in Strong's Concordance. I'll show you. Sorcerer, enchanter, deceiver, shameless cheat, actor, charlatan. You guys believe me yet? Okay, what else we got here? On the same day, in 1970, 11/14 November, a plane crashed. It was called Southern Airways. What do you guys think the flight number was? Southern Airways Flight 932 crashed, killed 75 people. This is the devil mocking us. His whole life was planned from the beginning. The devil knew what he was doing. All these dates are not coincidences. There's no such thing as coincidences. This is him mocking God, mocking us. They made a movie about that flight that crashed. It's called We Are Marshall. That one was released March 27th, 2015. That's 7/23. So the part that pretty much sold me on the Antichrist thing. So in the original series of Star Trek, there's this episode. And this, whenever I first asked God to confirm that he was the Antichrist to me, this is what he showed me. He showed me the show, Star Trek, and that his name is the same as Captain Kirk. So I looked up the show and the episodes in the show, and it's weird because months ago, I saw a video, some guy I watch all the time, he made a video about one of the episodes of this show referring to Apollo. And as soon as God put in my head Star Trek and I started looking into that episode popped back into my head, so I started looking up the episode numbers. Okay. Star Trek Original Series, Season 2, Episode 2, 2-2. It's called Who Mourns for Adonis? Who Mourns for Adonis? Was released September 22nd, 1967. Season 2, Episode 2, Who Mourns for Adonis? Who Mourns for Charlie Kirk? Was released September 22nd, 1967. In this episode is Apollo, the god, the deity Apollo, literally in this episode. The Apollo missions that we sent to the moon, guess how many successful missions we had? 32. 23. Apollo was the god of prophecy, right? Apollo communicated the will of his father, Zeus. The Antichrist. Oh my gosh, guys, it's all right here. It's all right here. All right, what's up, everybody? I'm going to walk you guys through all this. So, today, the 14th of November, God had showed me this exact day multiple times over the past couple months, and I kept seeing 11:14. It was in the first videos I made on this channel, 11:14 and 9:23, in ways that had nothing to do with the rapture. I'm just going to say that God showed me these numbers and something that had nothing to do with the rapture. So there's your proof right there that it's from God. 9:23 was the rapture prediction that failed. That was the devil's attempt at ruining that number for us, because that number is the literal key to figuring out when the actual day is. And I'll walk you guys through that right now. So, we started with 9:23 through a deception. God, being almighty, used this deception to give us the key to figure out what the actual date is. I knew this, said this repeatedly, that 9:23 is the part that was from God. It's the key to the puzzle. So, the start of my calculations, I know that the age of grace is 2,000 years. It says that after 2 days we will be revived, and in the third day we will be raised up in Hosea. So 2,000 years is what I based my calculations off of. And God has been showing me through the Enoch calendar quite a bit of things. Just, I don't know, I've got a theory going right now how the 7-year tribulation isn't in the 2,000 year age of grace or in the millennial kingdom age. It's 7 years sandwiched between those two things. But I'll just keep going here. So 2,000 years in the Enochian calendar is 728,000 days. So I'll just pull up my calculator here. I already got it done. The eclipse is where we're starting this count from. That is pretty much the only reliable reference we have to a date in the past where like we can set it in stone. This day is when that eclipse happened that everyone refers to, the one that happened when Jesus was on the cross. So I started my count from there. 2,000 Enochian years in the future, 728,000 days, lands us on June 23rd, 623 this year. So when I first saw that number, I was like, okay, I don't really understand what this is. I mean, it's kind of interesting that it's this year, 2025, but I didn't know what to do with it. So then I thought back and I was like, well, if 923 is the key to this whole thing, how many days are there between here we go. How many days are there between the date of the eclipse in 32 AD and 923 that year? That's how it's the key. So from April 14th to September 23rd, 162 days. I don't know if God has showed you guys that number at all, but when I saw it the other day, I was like, 162, okay, whatever. I didn't think it meant anything, but I plugged it in anyways. Regardless, I was like, well, I don't know what 162 is, but there's 162 days between these two dates, so I'll just plug it in to see what I get. And this is just to show you guys that this is when the eclipse was, April 14th, 32 AD. Hey guys, sorry I had to redo the video. It cut off right here on the last one. What I was trying to say was, if you look right here at this number, 223, that's actually my name. Alexander is my middle name. God has been showing me 223 to communicate with me, to get my attention. But, so that's when the eclipse was. The next calculation we had to do was add the 162 days on to June 23rd this year that the other calculation brought us to. If we add 162 days, which is the same amount of time as there is between the eclipse and 923 in the year 32 AD, the same amount of time between those two is the same amount of time between this date, June 23rd, and December 2nd. It's 162 days. Now 162 days is important for this reason right here. Genesis 5:18, if you add those numbers up, by the way, that's 14 again. When Jared had lived 162 years, he fathered Enoch. We all know about Enoch. He got raptured. The first person raptured. It just so happens that his father was 162 years old when he was born. Well, guys, when we leave here, we're going to be born. That's our birth into our glorified bodies. That's why this is all like this. When Enoch was born, his dad was 162 years old. We're about to be born again. Guys, I love this stuff, man. God bless you guys. Thank you for watching the video. I hope this blesses you. Keep this on your mind. I'm waiting for the day. So, see you guys later.